I have a hard time saying it was a good year, and I'm going to ask my Michigan fans before we get going on this. Will you let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about the season, and what was your expectations heading into the season? But I don't think any Michigan fans upset at all, not into the slightest, especially with the way things ended. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Sunday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we got to talk about your former national champions, the Michigan Wolverines. They just lost their quarterback, but it's not so much about them losing their quarterback. It's more so of where he's going. It shocked me, and I'd be willing to bet it's going to shock you as well. We're going to talk all about that, and we have one of the weirdest things you're ever going to see in the transfer portal. Probably one of the weirdest things in transfer portal history up to date. It involves another Big Ten team that just lost in the playoffs, the relevant Penn State Nittany Lions. By the way, speaking of the Nittany Lions, Drew Allar sucked it up the other night, but that's a different conversation for a different day. We're probably going to take a look at some of the comments you guys have been leaving on the recent videos as well. I wouldn't call this a jam-packed video, but should be a good one to say the least. So strap in, buckle up, get you a snack, get your popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat when you watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. But alright, man, blah, blah, shit, crap, let's get it. We're going to take a look at a couple comments here. Jamie's Jam says, glad to hear you got married, Mark. Didn't get married. Hope you and your wife have a happy marriage. So now we're just lying and spreading false information. And you want to know what's crazy? There's going to be people that was their first time coming to the channel, watching that video you commented on, and they're going to think this is true. So from this point on, they're going to think I'm married. Nah, it's a husband. I'm not even going to go on a rant and tangent. That's just automatically 2 strikes. One more comment like that. Who wrote this? Mr. Eric Taylor, you're banned. Will Johnson said, Matt, 77-year-old sports fan, and would like to tell you I really enjoy your videos. Thank you for those kind words. Very informative and entertaining. Thank you for the work you put into them. By the way, also a Gator fan. Hey, shout out to Gator Nation. Shout out to Mr. Will Johnson. I greatly appreciate those kind words, and I'm glad you enjoy the channel. Wait a minute. What is this? So, first things first, thank you for the $5 super chat. That's very nice of you, but I can't help but notice your profile picture. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. Where did you get this picture? I don't even know what to say about that. I'm just baffled. Secondly, why is it your profile picture? So not only do you have this picture in your phone, it is your profile picture. Thirdly, why is your username Matt Be Handsome? Let's read out this comment. Hey Matt, I've been watching every upload of your channel for the past 3 years now. Watching your channel and interacting with this community has become part of my daily routine. Roll Tide, Matt has a gigantic butt. Bro, I'm with this guy, Owen. He saying the same thing. Bro, how did you even get that picture? I don't know what I expected when I clicked on the comment section today, but it most certainly was not this. We also got another super chat, like always, completely unnecessary, but greatly appreciated. Just gets reinvested back into the channel from Mushroom Live. Matt, get a football whiteboard and drop the plays you would have ran. Also, you missed my super chat on the what? You, a matter of fact, did. I apologize for not acknowledging that earlier. YouTube's weird. They just don't show you it sometimes. Jalil Riley just sent $5 and said thanks. I guess you didn't want to say anything more. Well, right back at you. Thank you. Goldfella said, happy 12th birthday, Bartholomew. So now I'm 12. Not 12 years old, and my name's not Bartholomew, but I guess for the 5 ball, I can let that slide. Matt, you are my favorite. You know, sometimes I really do ask myself, why do I even read comments? I'm not even going to read the end of that. Here's all I'm going to say. You got the wrong Matt, and you got the wrong YouTube channel. On a serious note, thanks for all the super chats. Those will go to a good cause. But let's get to the football stuff. Moving along to topic number 1, take a look at this. So last year, Penn State safety King Mack, he wound up transferring to Alabama. Well, after the season ended, what did he do? Like a lot of other Bama players, he entered the transfer portal. And guess where he's now going to? Back to Penn State. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. Former Penn State safety who transferred to Alabama is now going back to Penn State. Weird stuff to say the least, and you won't see this happen many times in the transfer portal era. I do remember the Alabama offensive tackle. Who was that? Yeah, Caden Proctor. He wound up going to Alabama whenever Nick Saban retired, but he was not Alabama. My apologies. He went to Iowa, but he was only there for a few weeks and went back to Alabama. This guy, King Mack, he was with Alabama the entire season. And I'm not covering this because I think it's some major pickup for Penn State, because it's not. I'm covering this to show people out here the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I've been preaching that on the channel with the transfer portal. You're going to see more bad come out of the portal than more good. And this goes to prove and show if Mr. King Mack here would have been a little patient, he would have been in a better position staying at Penn State. Now he's behind the 8 ball. We saw it happen with Malachi Nelson at USC. He thought he wasn't going to play, so he wound up leaving. Come to find out, if he'd have stuck it out there, he would have been the starting quarterback. Now He went to Boise State, didn't play there, and he's at UTEP. I can't harp on this enough. More times than not, these players are just better off staying in the current situation they're in. I know at the time you think it may be better, but it's just wishful thinking, and it's just you being too optimistic. And the problem with this, and I get it 10,000%, is these guys like King Mack and Malachi Nelson, they saw what Joe Burrow did. They saw what Jalen Hurts did, and they think the same thing's going to happen for them, but that's just not the case. I'm wishing King Mack the best of luck. I hate he ruined pretty much a year of his career/life, but maybe he can use that as a learning lesson. You never know. Moving along here, though, to the main topic of the main encore, main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world's going on with Michigan? As we all know, the good old Michigan Wolverines, a.k.a. Big Bro, if you know, you know, they didn't have a very good season. It was all right, and I think why it's so hard to evaluate for some people is because you had two of the best wins in all of college football. You beat Alabama and you beat Lobro State at Lobro State's home place. But even with those wins, you still only went 8-5, and I would think most Michigan fans would classify it as just say, all right or decent season. I have a hard time saying it was a good year, and I'm going to ask my Michigan fans before we get going on this. Will you let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about the season, and what was your expectations heading into the season? For me, I would say a good year for Michigan with the way their program is currently right now is 10 wins. I think that's fair. But I don't think any Michigan fans upset at all, not into the slightest, especially with the way things ended. You couldn't end the season on a better note. You beat Lobro State and Alabama, like I already stated. You got all the momentum in the world heading into next season, and you got your $12.5 million quarterback coming in, Bryce Underwood. I don't really know how good of a head coach Sharon Moore is because, well, he's only been coaching for one season, and I need a bigger sample size. And also this year, whether Michigan fans like it or not, I knew this. I stated it heading into the season. This was a rebuilding year. It was. That's just the reality of the situation. And I know they had some great individuals, great players. I'm talking about multiple first-round picks, but still, in my humble opinion, rebuilding season. Getting on track with the news, it was made official last night that their quarterback, Alex Orji, who many of you are familiar with, he is heading to UNLV. Michigan fans already knew this was happening, so it's not like, oh my goodness, big loss for Michigan. No, you already got your quarterback of the future. But what I find really fascinating about this is UNLV is now a significant ball player and factor in the college football world of 2025. And the reason I say that is because I've talked to multiple credible sources and people in this industry. UNLV, they got the guap, they got the Benjamins, they got the pesos, the doubloons, whatever you want to call it, to compete with the big boys in college football. Me personally, I don't think Alex Orji is good enough to be a starter in the Big Ten or SEC. Maybe he could start in like the Big 12 or ACC, but Big 10, SEC, heck to the no. He's not that good. He's pretty much a Dollar General version of Jalen Milroe. Can't pass, but he can run. Jalen Milroe can at least pass a little bit. I will give him some credit. Alex Orji, he can't even pass at all. But here's where things really get interesting. Do you know who UNLV's new head football coach is? I bet some of you forgot. Dan Mullen. Now you see where I'm going at with this. It's starting to make a little more sense. When I tell you Dan Mullen is going to squeeze out every ounce and bit of potential that Mr. Alex Orji has, I mean it. He is going to put this young man in the best position to succeed as possible. I think Alex Orji and Dan Mullen, they might make some noise. This is going to be something you want to keep your eyes on. And when I say noise, I'm not talking about competing for a championship. No, not anything like that. But Dan Mullen, he's known for having mobile quarterbacks, and that's where his offensive system, it thrives. I think it's a great pickup. It's great for Alex Orji, and it's also great for Dan Mullen. But like with anything in this life, we shall wait and we shall see how it unfolds. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But